Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahushai Ba'Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this truth from, as well as peace and blessings, safety and salutations to the elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. I was just watching this video that was sent from one of my family members, just going into individual that was teaching. I don't know this man, but it seems that he's teaching, the truth in sound doctrine, and it gives you more, direct, proof that this truth is going to, stir up the wicked, and they're gonna, think to take down the elect men, in these days. Again, the Lord has not given us the spirit of fear. When the scriptures speak about how we're going to enter these perilous times. Okay, and how you're going to have, the opposition try to rise up, And I will say that brother did what he was supposed to do, being that his life was being threatened, whether it was because the bigger picture was that it was I believe it was a pellet gun or a BB gun. Yet, when you identify that gun, you see it as your life being in imminent danger, and he gave that demon a chance, even calling him a brother, and he did what he was supposed to do. All right, and the scriptures speak about, like I said, the Lord has not given us the spirit of fear. A lot of men of the Lord are good with their hands, all right, equipped for the battle, because that's what the Lord is dealing with, warriors. Yet we don't go out and, look for trouble or try to bully and seek to be at peace with all men. This doctrine of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai, all right, is frowned upon by the masses of the people, and ultimately the elect men are the only ones looking at this society with a side eye, so when we teach the truth, all right, it offends, all right, and there's been times where that same spirit, since I've, my small time in this faith, since I've been in this faith, there's been that same demon, that has been, that jumped on, different individuals where they wanted to either fight or, stir up strife. All right. And as these prophecies are confirmed, one of the prophecies is that, we're going to be hated by all men. All right, and that's what we're prepared for. All right, this is the book of Amos, chapter 5 and 10. It says, "They hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly." Okay, so Um, our position is not the likable guys. All right. Even the doctrine that we teach, it's not the most ideal doctrine that the world sees as the truth. You know, and I knew that coming in. You know, my Christian family members, non-believers, atheist family members, you know, they had a disgust towards me. They you know, they, they don't believe the truth, and that's because the Lord, didn't direct them to these scriptures. And coming in, you might want to tell your family, about some things, but as you get more seasoned, you gain more understanding, and you realize, all right, not to even waste your breath to even mention uh, anything, regarding the scriptures to unbelievers. All right, and this is why we don't go out on the highways to teach this truth to everyone. Most doctrines and or religions are targeting um, each and every one, especially Christianity, because the utmost belief is that everyone can be saved. Okay, but we don't teach that. We teach actually that the elect of the nation of Israel is going to be delivered, and that the rest are going to be demolished. All right, by the flames, the various judgments that the Lord is going to bring. But ultimately, the major prophecy, that we push, okay, is that the nuclear bombs are going to land in America. All right, and there's going to be wars that's going to wipe out the majority of the inhabitants. All right, and the people are going to, going to perish, and rightfully so. Okay. Now, again, I will say, you know, being, um, a man that came from having different anger problems, and you know, would move in a more emotional spirit than now, as I'm more put together. Uh, using these scriptures, we like I said, we you know try to avoid a fool. At all costs, you should want to avoid a foolish man, is what the scriptures speak about. All right, and then there's times where you can't, you know, because you get cornered, and we're coming into those times where there's going to be the race wars. Okay, there's going to be a time where all hell's going to be breaking loose, and the Lord is going to guide us. Okay, to take a path to avoid these devils, because there's many demons on these people, man, that want to provoke, antagonize, okay, and ultimately to get us locked up, or into to try to murder us. And that's how this truth is heavy, because what other religion are they or not even religion, what other faith is being targeted like us, where they have to spread lies and propaganda upon the truth. Right? This is Sirach 22:13. Talk not much with a fool, and go not to him that hath no understanding. Because um, these men with no understanding, have terrible reasoning. You know, you can't reason with these people. Okay, It says, beware of him, that lest thou have trouble, and thou shalt never be defiled with his fooleries. Depart from him, and thou shalt find rest, and never be disquieted with madness. And that's what these these men are plagued with madness, you know, and you know, to come up against a man of the Lord is going to be a lot of men are going to regret what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. Yeah, just like Yahweh Shai when they went up against Yahweh Shai, man. The Israelite men, all right, the heathen men, they all paid and suffered, and they're going to continue to suffer upon his return. Okay, because Yahweh Shai is coming back with vengeance. All right, and it's plain in the scriptures ultimately speak about Salakia, ultimately speak about Yahweh Shai, speaking about them that slayed him. Salakia, give me 1 second. Salakia, my incense kind of start burning out. But them that slayed Yahweh Shai are gonna have to, all right, be faced with the judgment as well, you know. And the Lord is gonna give us hands to fight, you know. This is Sirach 22 in verse 15. Sand and salt and mass of iron is easier to bear than a man without understanding, because these men that are without understanding are tossed to and fro. They don't rest. All right, they're full of madness, mockery, guilt really from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. The spirit of the Lord is against them, and the truth is going to prevail, man. With that, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash.